I would see the diploma in strategy, innovation and change and the diploma in organizational renewal and transformation as being symbiotic. Okay. In the diploma in strategy, innovation and change, what we're trying to do is provide the conceptual apparatus for people to understand how the firm is positioned within the marketplace and how the firm needs to position itself within the marketplace. So really we're looking at the economics of the environment, the economics of the industry, and the capabilities within the organization to achieve an advantage. Once we've established that, then I think the organizational challenge is, how do we align people? How do we align our systems? How do we align our structures, okay, for a new reality? And they're the types of themes that we explore in the Diploma in Organizational Renewal and Transformation. So the Diploma in Strategy, Innovation and Change is very much the link between the firm and the environment. In the Diploma in Organizational Renewal and Transformation, we're looking at the link, if you like, inside the firm. Okay, given changes in environment, how do we change people? How do we change teams? How do we change whole systems, whole organizations for superior performance? So the Diploma in Organizational Renewal and Transformation, I think, is directed at, a broad swathe of industry and the public sector. The world is changing around us. The environment is changing. Technology is changing rapidly. In order to adapt, change is required. So what this program tries to deliver is, again, a set of tools, techniques, concepts, and insights as to how to manage that change process and to direct the change internally in the organization. How do I get behavioral change among people? How do I get teams to work more effectively together? How do I get the organization system to be more efficient and effective in the face of a rapidly changing environment? In the first module, for instance, we look at just the change in general and the change equation, if you like, in terms of, how do you motivate change in the organization? One of the things that we're really keen on is ensuring that the change or proposed organizational changes are rooted in a sound diagnosis of the problems and challenges facing the organization. So in the second module, we look at, diagnostic models of organizations. In other words, what do you actually look at and what do you measure in an organization? And also some techniques of data collection and data feedback. So how do you collect data in an organization and how do you feedback that data to managers or participants in the organization? So having sort of solved the diagnosis problem, we then move on to 3 levels of analysis across the subsequent 3 modules. And they're about sort of motivating individual change and using perhaps psychometric tests to influence people to change, to assess them, to develop them, and ultimately to equip them with new skills. And we also look at the influence process in that module. So as a change agent, how do you influence the organization? So that's the first module. Then the next module, we look at teams and groups. And we think about what types of team interventions do we have at our disposal to enhance the effectiveness of teams. And then we move on from the team or group level onto the organization system itself. So large-scale change, major systems change, major culture change in organizations. How do you go about managing a large-scale change process? And naturally, then we move on to, if you like, a critical issue in all change programs. How do we evaluate whether the change has had the desired effect? So the final module then looks at leading and evaluating change to ensure that we learn from the change process, to ensure that the change that we've initiated actually delivers the results that it was designed to deliver. One of the unique aspects of the Diploma in Organizational Renewal and Transformation is that what we've tried to do in our design is to, for each module, to have it taught by an academic who will have extensive experience, both practical and theoretical experience. We've tried to marry that individual, that academic, with a consultant or a practitioner who is practicing the art of change, the process of change within organizations. So what we've tried to do is to blend the theoretical conceptual material and the current research in the area with practical insight. And that to us is a unique selling point of the program. We're trying to ensure that the participants can apply the learning to their experience within real organizations. So, we use role plays, we use assessments, we use case studies, We provide assessments to the individuals that they could use then in their organizations to diagnose various aspects of their organizations. And we think about what types of changes might be applicable in their organizations. And again, I think the insight from research led by the academic and the insight from practice led by the practitioner helps us think about how do we apply sound conceptual knowledge to real life.